The clock read 2:17 a.m. when the phone of Detective Eduardo Farias, a veteran of the civil police, buzzed on the worn wooden desk of his office. He was alone, going through old case files. No one else wanted to touch cold cases filled with blood-stained photographs and unanswered questions. Eduardo was known for his stubbornness, a man in his early 40s, with tired eyes, a rough stubble, and a mind haunted by the crimes he had never been able to solve. That rainy night, he expected nothing more than the steady hum of the broken fan and the rustle of old pages. But the shrill ring of the phone cut through the night like a blade. He answered on impulse, without thinking. On the other end of the line, there was no music, no background noise, only slow, steady breathing. Seconds later, a hoarse, cold voice broke the silence. "They're going to die." Exactly like before. Detective Eduardo pressed the phone tighter against his ear, fighting to stay calm. The voice began describing, detail by detail, a murder that hadn't yet happened, on address, a time, even the color of the victim's clothes. What made it worse was how much it mirrored a crime from 10 years ago, one Eduardo knew all too well. In that moment he realized it wasn't just a threat. It was someone playing with times, someone who seemed to know too much, or worse, someone who had never stopped killing. Eduardo didn't hang up. The silence between him and that voice felt like it weighed a ton. "Who are you?" he asked firmly, trying to mask the anxiety eating him alive. The answer came as a drawn-out whisper. "I was there, Eduardo, and so were you." A chill ran down the detective's spine. The reference was unmistakable. The case on 7th Street, the girl found dead in 2012, one of the greatest failures of his career. He had never gotten over that investigation, and now someone was weaping the memory against him. The voice went on, each word sharper than the last. "You failed before, and you'll fail again. But this time, I'll let you watch." Eduardo clenched his jaw. His heart pounded unevenly, not just with anger, but with a dangerous sense of helplessness. For the first time in years, he felt real fear, not only of losing another victim, but of being forced to confront his own ghosts. At that moment, the call dropped. The phone buzzed again, but this time it was a notification, an address sent by text message, the same one that had just been mentioned. Eduardo stood up in a rush, grabbing the soaked coat still hanging over the chair. Outside, the storm pounded the empty streets, as if the whole city were trying to hide something. Deep down, he knew this wasn't just a game of cat and mouse. It was personal, and somehow, the enemy was always one step ahead. The patrol car moved steadily through the darkened streets, but Eduardo chose to go alone, accompanied only by the steady rhythm of rain drumming against the windshield. When he reached the address sent by the mysterious voice, he found an abandoned house, its windows shattered and a rusted gate creaking in the wind. He stepped inside with the flashlight in hand. The floorboards groaned beneath his weight, and every room seemed to breathe alongside him. Suddenly, the phone buzzed again. The same voice, closer this time, echoed through the speaker. "Welcome back to where it all began." Eduardo froze. He raised the beam of his flashlight to the wall and saw old photographs pinned with rusted nails. Each one showed past victims. At the center was a picture of himself taken without his knowledge, inside his own home. The phone slipped from his hand. The voice went on, a low chuckle weaving through the static. "You were never the hunter, Eduardo. You've always been the prey." A sharp crack sounded behind him. Eduardo spun around, weapon raised, but the room was empty. Only the echo of that laughter lingered in the air. Suddenly, the phone on the floor rang again. Its glowing screen displayed his own number as if the call had been placed from his phone, somewhere in the future. A scream echoed through the house, but no one in the city heard it. The storm drowned out everything, leaving only the chilling sense that some crimes never truly end.